Chosen one, you are not here by accident. This is not a random click. This is not chance. This is divine appointment before the foundation of the world. This moment was marked for you. You are hearing these words right now, which means that heaven has made a window of time just for you. You are right on the edge of a supernatural change that has already begun. Now is the time that was agreed upon. Not a day from now, not tomorrow, but right now. What heaven said while you slept last night is now coming together with your chosen one and reality. It is the angels who are waiting to see if you can see what has already been given to you. For everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven, says Ecclesiastes 371. The time has changed for you. The Chiro's moment, which is God's perfect time, has come. This isn't a sign. This isn't a metaphor. This is the real spiritual reality that is happening right now. Anointed one. There was something so powerful that even heaven stopped to watch last night. There is only one question left. Will you wake up to what has already been done for you? Have you thought about it yet, chosen one? I want you to take a moment to pause with your spirit, not your mind or because something happened last night while you were asleep. That your physical senses missed, but your spirit felt it all. I want to tell you the truth. I've woken up some nights to find that nothing had changed. It was the same room, the same walls, and the same routine, but something felt different inside. Not wrong, it just moved. It felt like the frequencies in the air around me had changed and I was the last person to notice. That's where you were now. It was quiet in the world last night. So your body and mind could rest, but your spirit was wide awake and chosen one. Your spirit was busy. It stood where your body has never been before. It was there when people talked that you have never heard. It was talked about, prayed for, and fought for in places that don't follow earthly time. Please listen carefully as I explain what happened. What I'm about to say is not symbolic language. This is not a piece of poetry or a speech meant to inspire you and make you feel better for a short time. This is the real spiritual reality that is happening right now. It's not because something went wrong. Not because darkness got stronger, but because something so amazing, powerful, and rare just happened in the courts of heaven that not even they were ready for. The powerful guardians of heaven, the archangels who stand right in front of God, are speechless with awe. How big it was! And you, chosen one, were in the middle of everything. I remember a time in my life when the walls around me made it impossible for me to see what was ahead. It felt like the prayers I said hit the ceiling and then fell back down. Every year I kept waiting for breakthroughs that never came. I had no idea that God was building a case for me at the time. I had no idea that every tear, every mumbled prayer in the middle of the night, there was a record of every moment I chose to believe, even when doubt screamed louder. That's what took place last night for you. There was a meeting in heaven, but it wasn't just any meeting. It was a divine council. The books were opened and your name was written in the one that was picked. Angels told people how faithful you are, and how you've kept going even when everything told you to give up. They said you were obedient even when it didn't make sense to be obedient. They wrote down every tear you shed alone. When no one was looking, every prayer you said out of hope when hope seemed silly. You chose to trust God every single time, even when things were telling you that you shouldn't. While these reports were being sent around, something shocking happened that shocked even the archangels. God spoke. And when God speaks, chosen one, everything in the world does more than just listen. It moves, changes, it lines up. I quote, "The season of testing is over." Take a moment to let that sink in. Not ending, not winding down, overdone, or done with. The order went out last night. And God's words don't have to be approved before they come true on earth. It's already moving. This isn't some far-off prophecy that we're hoping will come true one day. This moment is already coming your way now, right now. You're not just going through the days without a plan. As you walk, you can feel the aftershocks of something very strange that happened in the spirit world. That power is still with you. Now take a look, your dream from last night. You almost forgot about it, but something about it stuck with you. You felt like someone or something was pressing on your spirit when you woke up this morning. Those very clear thoughts that just came to you out of the blue. Thoughts you don't usually have. Chosen one, everything is linked. These aren't just random events. This is how your spirit is reacting to what heaven just did to you. The morning will always be fresh in my mind. When I woke up, I felt a strange weight on my chest, not stress or fear. It felt like something holy had moved into my room and made the air very thick. It was hard for me to understand at the time, but now I see that my spirit knew something had changed before my mind could. What was going on inside me was responding to a battle that had been won for me while I slept. And you're going through the same thing. Something holy came into your life last night. The mood around your fate has just changed. Someone is writing over your story. You didn't do this, chosen one. Yes, he did. This move came from heaven. Now all that's left is to see it and accept it. In verse 19 of Isaiah 43, it says that God is starting a new work right now. The change is taking place. The change has begun, but here's the important part. It's up to you to accept it. I want you to do something with me as you step into this moment, chosen one. Write something below. When you're ready, just type Amen. You agree? Not because I need to see it, but because it has power. Your acknowledgement gives you power when you align your voice with what heaven has already said. What has been planned for you starts to come to you. We'll pray over this word together when we're done reading it. A prayer that will get your heart in sync with what God has already planned. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. Faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. join our community and see what God brings back into your life. As you have chosen, this is more than just information. This is a call to step into divine speed. Now, I want you to connect with your spirit, not your mind or your feelings. Those are fine. But right now, I need you to connect with the part of you that remembers heaven. The part that knew your name before this world, and the part that has been waiting for this very moment. It was more than a shift last night. It was a clear win. Everything that was planned for you before you even took your first breath was pulled from the heavens while your body rested in the quiet of the night. Not looked over, suggested, activated, released, or set in motion. In Psalm 33:11, it says that the Lord's plans will last forever, and that his heart's desires will be carried out throughout all time. What God decided about you wasn't just a hope or a maybe, it was a divine plan. And that chosen purpose can't be erased, put off any longer, or changed by what people think, or by demons getting in the way. Last night, the courts of the all-powerful got together not because of a crisis, but because it was finally time. It says in Ecclesiastes 3:1, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. The most important night of your season was last night. Also, I need you to understand something very important. It's not about what you did or didn't do. You're not going to earn your way into God's favor or finally get it right. Heaven is being true to its word. Even if you forget the promises that were made over your life, heaven will always remember them. Even when things make it look like they can't be done or when years go by and nothing seems to have changed, heaven will never forget. That's why the angels stopped last night. So even heaven held its breath because the answer to the question of your life wasn't a simple yes or no. All the things that were working against you were completely turned around to divine overturn. I understand what it's like to wait. I understand how it feels when the years go by and the promise you once held, so dear, seems like a long time ago. There were times when I looked back on my life and wondered if God still knew my name. During prayers, it felt like they were lost in space. There were hopes that seemed to fade with each setback. But let me tell you what I learned. In heaven, nothing is ever forgotten. It was written down, every single moment of your faithfulness. Every silent tear you shed was caught. From the angel's hand went up before God. The smoke of the incense and the prayers of God's people, says verse 4 of Revelation. 8 All of your prayers were heard, chosen. 1 They're coming back down like thunder. Now what was hidden is now being shown. Things that were quiet are now speaking. Every prayer you said out of hope when hope seemed silly was written down, as well as every kind thing you did behind the scenes when no one was looking. Speaking up. They are putting back what was stolen. Last night when your scroll was opened in front of the throne, light came out. Besides showing you what God has planned for you, they will also reveal the enemy's plans that have been blocking your way for years. Those years you couldn't put into words, the chances you missed. The relationships that left scars you never talk about, and the times you were so close to making a big breakthrough, but saw it fall apart right in front of you. Heaven saw everything, chosen one, and heaven answered last night. This is not a theory or a wishful thought. Some of you felt like there was someone or something in your room when you woke up this morning. It was there, but you couldn't explain it. You didn't know that your name was just written in places that the naked eye can't see. Several of you cried today and couldn't explain why. Tears came out of nowhere. You thought you might be tired, stressed, or overloaded, but that wasn't the case. There was a battle going on in your soul that was just won for you while you slept. You could be one of them. If so, please know that this message wasn't sent to you by mistake. It was timed, perfectly timed, and divinely planned. Yesterday, you were not supposed to hear this. This wasn't supposed to be said last week. This is exactly what you needed to hear right now. Because heaven is working for you and you need to know it. A lot of people thought they could mess with your stuff for too long. They told you lies about how valuable you were. They put up walls to keep you in. But verse 17 of Isaiah 54 says, "No weapon that is made against you will work, and you will condemn every tongue that rises against you in judgment." Last night, everyone who said something bad, they tell stories to keep you from doing things about you was shut up. Every fake alliance was shown to be false. Every plan that was kept secret was made public. Someone close to you has been in your inner circle. When they were with other people, they said the nicest things about you, always with a smile on their face. What they said behind closed doors, though, was different. They were critical and cutting, and they tried to destroy everything you were trying to build. And all of a sudden last night their true nature came out, not to hurt you or prove what you think, but because it is the right thing to do. Divine justice. Let me share a story from my own life. If there was someone in my life I trusted completely, I told them everything, including my dreams and the weakest parts of my story. For years, I couldn't figure out why doors kept closing when they should have opened. Why chances I was qualified for went to someone else instead of me. Why? The favor that was promised broke down right before it was due. I didn't know this person had been talking badly about me in rooms until heaven pulled back the curtain while smiling to my face. They sabotaged my path behind my back by making people who matter think badly of my character. When the truth came out, I didn't need to defend myself. I didn't need to let them know. Heaven did it, and there's no denying it. When heaven shows off the chosen one, there is no way to spin it. You can't hide from the truth because it's so bright. You had that happen to you last night when the truth came out in the courts of heaven. What the angels said was the same as what they said when Christ rose from the dead. Light went off. The sound shook everything. The realms of glory were filled with joy. At that very moment, God made a promise for your life. In Joel 20:25, it says, "I will give you back the years that the swarming locust ate." Tomorrow is not the time for this promise. These words are in the present tense. The event is happening now. The years you thought were wasted are being taken back. You are getting back the time you thought was stolen with interest. The chances you thought you missed are coming back to you with your name on them. This will be questioned by some. Some people will have doubts. Some people will say it's not real. You know deep down, chosen one, that you don't need to be persuaded. This is the word your soul has been waiting for, so it knows it. You've felt heaven move before, right? Not sure at this level. It might not be this noticeable, but God has shown up in your life and changed things. You've seen God appear when there was no other reason. There have been miracles that you can't explain with logic. It's clear that this is the last one. The gate is open. Not a physical gate, but a spiritual one. It's a way to get from what was to what will be. And it doesn't burn with fire that does damage. It's on fire with holy fire. This is the kind that cleans, changes, and gets rid of everything that doesn't belong so that what does belong can finally go where it belongs. Not only are the angels watching, they're also waiting, ready for you to align with what has already been decided. They are waiting for you to agree with what heaven has already let go of. Let me make this clear. We don't have to tell the Lord to bless you. He's God. He chooses when and how to do what He wants. But let me tell you what I've learned. He wants us to work together with Him. He wants us to align our faith with what He wants. He wants us to understand what He's doing so we can join in instead of fighting it out of doubt or confusion. There is a miracle right outside your door. But only people who know about it will be able to walk through it. Consider Joseph. You know what happened to him, trapped by his own brothers, sold into slavery, accused of a crime he didn't commit, and sent to prison for it. He spent years of his life in places he didn't deserve paying for since he never did. But God was with him through it all. He was with him through every unfair thing that happened and every lonely night in that prison cell. God wasn't there to save him early, but to get him ready for the role he was always meant to play. And when the time was right. Not when Joseph figured it out, earned it, or snuck his way into it. But when the church clock struck the right hour, everything changed without any effort, struggle, or schemes. Joseph went from being locked up to living in a palace. He went from being a slave to a king. His story wasn't about getting justice. It was about timing, pure timing, and chosen one, just like Joseph. The hard times you've been through haven't made you less qualified. They've made you stronger. The betrayals you've been through haven't broken you. They put you in place. The wrongs you've been through haven't buried your destiny. They've just been the ground where it's been growing out of sight until the right time for it to come true. You are not walking on a new path. This is the old path which was carved out by God before you were born, before your parents knew your name, and before anyone in the world had heard of you. As a result, we are now the chosen ones with heaven watching over us and time standing still. The Lord says the time is now. What was held back is now being let go of. Things that were stolen are being given back. Things that were hidden are now being shown. There was more going on last night than just a shift. It wasn't a dream that can be interpreted in more than one way. It wasn't some vague spiritual experience that you need to figure out. This was a divine disturbance, a decree that could not be changed in the highest realm. Something was said and you can still feel it vibrating through all of creation. Hidden worlds were shook and thrones were set in place. The eternal order changed, so that one blazing command could fit, and the cry of heaven can still be heard this morning. The chosen one should have seen by now, right? I want you to really hear what I have to say. It wasn't just another night. You drifted through the quiet hours. While the world slept, something old and powerful began to wake up. It was like there was an urgent, fierce call going through dimensions that have never been at rest. It wasn't a trumpet or a whisper, it was the voice of the very old one. Everything in the world responds when God speaks, chosen one. Mountains move, seas split, chains break, and plans change. And that voice called the divine council together last night. The light inside the chambers was so strong and pure that no human eye could stand it. Thrones, which were on fire with an eternal flame, stood in a solemn line. And right in the middle of the courtroom was your scroll, which told the story of your life. Nothing was hidden. The next thing that happened wasn't a ceremony. Someone lied to you about who you are, betrayed you in secret, broke a promise you never told anyone about, and caused delays that weren't your fault, but were. It was a war for justice. still in your way. An angel stepped forward and wrote down everything you've been through. In Psalm 56:8, it says, "You know all of my pain. You have all of my tears in your bottle. Each one is written down in your book." Every loss was recorded, and every act of sabotage was made a note of. God saw everything, and no attack that was hidden was missed. I remember a time when I felt like no one cared about me at all. So I thought I was showing up, being faithful, serving, and believing, but nothing seemed to be moving. It hurt the most to see people who hadn't been nearly as faithful walk into the blessings I was praying for. Doors weren't opening and chances weren't coming their way. At that time, I didn't get it. I thought I might be making a mistake. I might not have prayed enough. My mistake might have been not believing enough. Snorts, it's possible that God had forgotten about me. But since then, I've learned something very important. Heaven doesn't deny things. It just delays them. And just because you can't see anything moving doesn't mean nothing is. A fight is being fought for you in places you can't see. Some strategies are being broken down for you in dimensions you'll never see. There are decisions being made in courts where you'll never step foot. But your name is being spoken there, and last night picked one. Your case came to an end. Then Michael, who was in charge of heaven's armies, showed up. He wasn't kind or comforting, but he was fiercely protecting them with God's power. His sword, which was as bright as the stars, wasn't meant to hurt, but to separate truth from lies, light from darkness. And what is yours from what has been illegally attached to it, he said, in a voice that could be heard in every part of the universe. Snorts this far and no further. What they said wasn't a warning. They were the final word. After those words were said, it was like thunder went through the whole universe. Things that were stopping you from moving forward fell apart at their bases. Those prisons you couldn't see that were made of the words people spoke over you. The fears you picked up from places you had to be. The habits you didn't choose but got from your parents. It all fell apart when something much stronger came along. You didn't know about your chains, chosen one, but heaven did. God knew how long the wait had been, but you might not have. The delay was over with the sound of one word. However, what came next shocked even the archangels. Someone stepped forward from the group. Clears throat, someone who is important to you, someone that you know, someone you thought of as a trusted friend. You let them into your close group. You told them things. When things were calm and no one else was around, their energy was different. You thought they had your best interests at heart. Heaven recorded everything. Even if you missed their small movements, there are covert plans, alliances, and agendas that are meant to stop your progress from the start. Their eyes were closed, but heaven sees everything. There was no shadow anywhere in that courtroom. When God's light came in, their masks fell apart. The web they were making fell apart. Their plans were found out, and they were judged not with anger, but with holiness. And right at that moment of judgment, something that no one expected happened. Your scroll started to shine with glory instead of fire. The angel Gabriel, who was sent by God, then showed up shining like rivers of light. He moved forward and took out the scroll with your name on it. Everything that other people had written in filth was erased. All signs of sabotage were taken away. Every sign of betrayal was wiped out. Every lie that was told about you got blown away like ash in the wind. Heaven fixed what was broken. And the person who thought they were in charge of your blessing was found out and taken away from their position of power in your life. Psalm 35:10 says, "All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like you, delivering the poor from him who is too strong for him." Yes, the poor and the needy from him who plunders him. That's exactly what took place. While you slept, you were protected in the courts of all time. Now, chosen one, please stay with me. Do not move. Don't think about other things. Don't let other things keep you from seeing the truth that is right in front of you right now. Michael raised his sword. It went through all realms like lightning. And at that very moment, every tie that was holding your fate together was broken. Not broken loose, not made weak or cut everything off. Gabriel's trumpet wasn't very quiet. It sent the sound of your freedom from one world to another by blasting across the sky. From the world of spirits to the world of nature, from what was planned in glory to what will come true in your life. And the Most High gave one last order. If you don't tell them before morning, the door will close. This message got to you because of that. That's the reason you couldn't scroll past it. That's why you stopped and paid attention. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Koi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Heaven doesn't need God to do something. God did something already. Your answer is what heaven is waiting for right now. It's not about what God could do. It comes down to whether you're ready to take over what He's already done. The veil is coming off. What has been kept in the spiritual world is about to come through into your physical world. Things changed a lot last night. The world didn't talk about it, though. It wasn't talked about on social media. Your phone did not ring to let you know about something. This moment was only for the throne room and not for the news. You're the first person to know about the chosen one. The angels are amazed. Not because of the darkness that tried to stop you, but because of the amazing light that got through to you. They saw doors that had been shut for years open. All of a sudden, they saw blessings that were hidden start to flow toward you like rivers that had been blocked off finally let loose. They saw how the fires of divine justice changed your life. They looked at each other and asked, do they know? But have they seen the change? Do they know that what they lost has been brought back? I'm going to be honest. I sometimes thought about why I didn't have so much that I almost missed what God was giving me. As I read about doors that wouldn't open, I missed the new ones that did. A quiet voice in my spirit told me one day, stop looking at what's behind you and start seeing what's in front of you. When I was very angry, that moment changed everything for me because I realized that heaven was planning I was so focused on what had been taken that I missed what was being given back. Healing. While I was thinking about the things I had lost, as I thought about what I had been through, God was getting me ready for what was coming next. Job 42:10 says, and the Lord made up for Job's losses when he prayed for his friends. In fact, the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. You are now at your turning point, which you thought was your ending. You set yourself up for a comeback with what you thought was your loss. What you thought buried you was actually preparing you for a time of growth like never before. But heaven is awake and ready for you. Last night was a holy start over. Every plan that was made to stop you was found out. Everyone who smiled at you while planning something behind your back was found out. Their power has been taken away, their voices have been shut down. Your name has been heard over the storms that tried to drown it out. You didn't just open your scroll, it was written over. The fire that changed your story is still going, and heaven has already made up its mind. It's now time for the earth to line up with it. Right now, you are in the middle of a moment that was planned out before you were born. The angels understand who you are. God knows what you're meant to do. This is the only question left. Are you going to be able to spot it? Are you really going to believe it? Are you going to stay long enough to get the answer you've been looking for? Inside your mind, everything has changed. Even though it seems like nothing has changed on the outside, what you thought was being kept from you has already been given to you. The thing you thought you lost is already on its way back to you. What you thought would never happen is now moving forward. The key of the house of David I will lay on his shoulder, says Isaiah 20:22. So he will open and no one will close, and he will close and no one will open. The keys to your life were given to the angels in charge last night. And now the doors that were shut against you are opening. And chosen one, pay close attention. No one, not anger, not betrayal, not interference from evil spirits and not human opposition can shut what God has opened. There are still the archangels. Their wings were still shaking. They can't keep quiet because they've seen so much glory. They are hoping, praying, and whispering. Don't let them miss it now. They're really close. That's why you have a feeling you can't quite put into words right now. Your heart is beating fast. You can't keep scrolling, leave, or ignore this message because of something inside you. Your spirit sees things that your eyes haven't seen yet. Your spirit knows the truth, but your mind is still trying to figure it out. You've been through hell. Pick one. Things and situations that should have broken most people. Betrayals that hurt so badly you thought you'd never get over them. Losses that felt permanent and disappointments that never seemed to end. But it was all worth it. Every tear was seen by heaven. Heaven heard every cry. Every wrongdoing that heaven recorded. The new version of your story is being written with fairness, kindness, and holy fire. An order from last night rang out through the ages. The job is done. It's done. You are now standing on holy ground starting now. Every word you say will have the weight of that choice. God isn't going to start something for you. You should check out what He's already done. It felt like years were pressing down on me as I stood in my kitchen one morning. It had been so long since I had felt hope that I almost forgot what it was like. Thought that maybe this was just my lot in life for a while. I might have had too high of hopes. It's possible that I needed to lower my hopes and accept that some things were not meant to be for me. And just as I was about to give up, I felt something change in the air. There's no other way for me to explain it. It felt like the frequency of the air changed, and I heard these words. I worked all the time, you stopped trying to find it. What that meant to me was that I had been so focused on what wasn't happening that I hadn't seen what was. I had given up on believing in divine preparation because of delays, and within 48 hours something I had been praying for 7 years came true. Not because I finally got it right. It's not because I finally got the formula right, but because the time had come from heaven. I was finally ready to receive what had already been planned. That's where you are now. Picked one. What your heart has been longing for will be given to you in the next word. Coming up is the moment that will lift the last veil. You thought the truth was gone for good, but it's coming back to you like a strong wind. And the angels are still calling your name. What's about to happen will open the last chamber of revelation, so stay here. Your life will never be the same after hearing it. Heaven has changed. The verdict is in the courts of the all-powerful. Your name was called out. There was a big event in the realm of glory last night. While you were sleeping soundly, a judgment was given that was so strong that it shook the very foundations of time and space. The Archangel Michael stood like a wall of fire to protect everything that is yours. A sound like thunder rolled through time to let you know you were free. The order was sent out. It's time now. The person who was picked is now free. God, who was all-powerful, told them, tell them before this window closes. This moment will end tonight. That's the reason you're here. That's the reason your heart has been stirred. That's why you couldn't stop watching even though your brain told you to. It's not a coincidence. This is a divine arrangement. This is a great time. Right now, you're looking out of a window that goes on forever. There is meaning in every moment you spend here. You are getting closer to revelation with every breath you take. Heaven showed you who was in your way. In front of the angels, the mask they had worn for years was ripped off. Their plans were found out. Their influence stopped. It's no longer their season. Right now, what you're getting is more than just ideas. This is a direct message from the throne. It's not a story. You're going into one. You are getting closer to seating everything that was decided in glory by the second you stay here. While the archangels still say, don't let them go now. Don't let them miss this truth. Now is your chance, chosen one. Right now is your chance. It's your turn now. Holy light broke through the darkness last night. All the chains that were holding your promise hostage broke. All the hidden delays were taken away. Every good thing that was taken from you started coming back to you like a flood that you couldn't stop. The heavens shook. The angels were shocked and amazed. The good things that have already been done for you are still a secret to you. But heaven won't let you stay in the dark any longer. Isaiah 45:3 prophecies. I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places that you may know that I, the Lord, who call you by your name, am the God of Israel. What was hidden is now being shown. What was hidden by false partnerships and opposition that couldn't be seen is now coming to light. The treasures that were buried under years of war, layers of delay, and mountains of resistance are now coming to the surface. Stay in this place where you can connect. Stay in this sacred moment of awareness because this is when the last piece of the truth will come to light. Right now, what the angel saw last night is being whispered into your spirit. Feel it. There's that stirring inside that has nothing to do with feelings. And everything to do with spiritual recognition. The great warrior of heaven, Archangel Michael, stood at attention with a sword that was on fire like lightning, protecting what heaven has written over your life. Every lie that was told about you was shut up. Every spiritual wall that was put up to stop you was taken down. Every hand that tried to stop you from getting your inheritance was cut off. Gabriel's trumpet didn't sound like he was happy. It sounded like battle. The chosen one is finally freed, a message that rang through all realms. Now is finally their time. Finally, the wait is over. Unnoted one. We need to understand something very important. It's not just about making you feel better. This isn't about getting a boost of motivation to get through the week. This is about a change in the cosmos that affects the law in both the natural and spiritual worlds. When heaven makes a decision, it doesn't need Earth's permission to carry it out. When God makes a promise, it's true right away, regardless of what else is going on. What the courts of glory decided last night is now law. It's already up and running and it's already working for you. God said before the night ends, tell them this is their last opportunity to witness what I've already accomplished. Allow me to tell you something risky. An important time in my life was when I kept getting prophetic words about the future. Lovely promises, clear pictures, and exact dates. Things didn't seem to change for years. I could not find anything that would make me say, see, it's true. There was a time when I stopped listening to prophetic words at all. I stopped believing in prophecy. Not because I stopped believing in it, but because the difference between what was said and what I was going through was too painful. Another promise that didn't seem to come true was too much for me to handle. And one night when I was tired and broken, I told God how I really felt. There is no religious language or acting, just truth. I can no longer do this. Move or I have to accept that those words might not have come from you. I had a dream that night. I was standing in front of a huge door in the dream. It was fancy, old, and obviously important. And I did everything I could to move it, but it wouldn't move. I kept going until my arms hurt and sweat ran down my face. I finally gave up because I was so tired. And as I was giving up on the ground, I heard someone say, "You've been pushing on a door that only opens from the other side." When I woke up, tears were running down my face because I finally got it. Through my hard work, I was trying to force my way to break through, to make promises come true, and to open doors that only heaven knew the key to. And everything changed the moment I truly gave up myself. In just a few weeks, doors I had been trying to open for years opened easily. A favor I wasn't able to make showed up out of the blue. Opportunities I couldn't make myself came up. Not because I finally figured out the secret, but because the time was right from heaven and I stopped blocking it with my own plans. You are going through that right now, chosen one. This message is getting to you at exactly the right time as planned by God. There is a reason why this word makes your heart beat faster. You are still here, still listening, and still interested. Not by chance, but by divine appointment. This isn't any word. This is the message you've been waiting for without even realizing it. What they tried to shut down is now getting louder. What they were trying to steal has been made again, and your name is now permanently on it. What they thought they buried is already coming back to life. There is still talk from heaven. It looks like the angels are still nearby, watching and waiting. Every second you spend in this room is holy right now. Every word you hear has the weight of divine justice behind it. And this is what I want you to understand. This moment is short-lived. In the spirit, there are windows that only open for a short time. If you miss them, you'll spend years trying to recreate what was freely available in one divine moment. This isn't meant to put pressure on you. I'm telling you this to wake you up and clear your mind of the disappointment that's been getting in the way. To get past the tiredness that's been making you lose touch with your spiritual side. Because chosen one, you've been through too much to miss this. You've been through too much to leave now. You've been through too much to let doubt or other things distract you from this moment. There was no break last night for the Archangels because of a small event. The divine council wasn't called together for a small change. God did not make a decree for a short-term change. This will last forever. This can't be undone. This is the reset you've been hoping for, but not sure how to say it. What was decided in heaven is about to show up in your life. What was decided in glory is about to come true in your life. What the angels saw last night is about to happen in your life. You need to stay awake, though you need to be careful. You must stay in line with what God has already said about you. For a moment, I want to bring you back to something. Do you remember when I said that your scroll was opened in heaven? The language wasn't just a metaphor. In the spirit world, there are real records, books, and scrolls that tell the story of your life. Not just what has happened, but what was always meant to happen. Also, your scroll wasn't open for review when it was opened last night. It was open to be fixed up. All the things that the enemy had written against you were erased. Every assignment that was meant to get you off track was canceled. Every curse that was said about your future was taken away. Every limit that was on your potential was taken away. And heaven wrote something new in the place where all the opposition used to be. Not a changed version of your story, the first one. The one that was there before the attacks, interference, and delays. The writing of your life that God did before time began. Picked one. You won't get another chance. You are now able to access your first destiny. The one that was always yours and can't be taken away by anyone or anything because it was sealed by God. Some of you are thinking this right now. This kind of talk has been heard before. I've had hopes for breakthroughs in the past and been let down. I get that. I've been there. I know what it's like to keep your heart closed because you don't want to hope again. I know what it's like to hear a prophetic word and immediately get ready for disappointment because so many promises have not come true in the past. But listen to what I say. Failures in the past don't limit what's possible now. You can have anything happen now, no matter what didn't happen in the past. Your past with delay doesn't tell destiny what will happen to you in the future. Another important thing is that this isn't about you having faith to make something happen. This is about you realizing what has already been done and getting ready to receive it. These two things are very different from each other. One needs spiritual warfare, fasting, prayer marathons, and sheer willpower to make a breakthrough for the other. All you have to do is open your hands and take what heaven has already given you. And chosen one, I'm telling you that what happened last night is in the second group. You don't have to fight for this any longer. The fight is over. The battle is over. The verdict has been given. There is nothing left for you to do but accept what has already been done for you. What do I think will happen in the next few days and weeks? Things at first, small ones, will start to stand out to you. A change in how someone feels about you, a door opening that wasn't there before. A conversation that leads to a chance you didn't expect. A supernatural idea that comes to you, or a dream that makes things clearer than they were before. These events aren't going to happen by chance. They are going to be the signs that what was decreed last night is starting to happen in the real world. I want you to see these things for what they are as they start to show up in the natural world. There is proof of heaven's verdict. It's not a coincidence or luck because I've learned this. God doesn't just say things and hope they come true. When God says something, angels do things to back it up. He gives out resources. He makes connections happen. He changes the situation. He opens doors. He can move mountains. He finds ways when there aren't any. You are going through all of that right now. The angels who were amazed last night are no longer amazed, they are now turned on. They have a job to do, they are doing something for you, they are making ways. They are getting rid of problems, they are setting up divine meetings. They are setting the stage for something big to happen in your life. Holy One, now is not the time to back down, now is not the time to doubt. It's not the right time of year to be safe, lower your hopes, or force yourself not to believe. Now is the time to be proud of who God says you are. Now is the time to raise your head and say that you accept everything that heaven has given you. You can walk with confidence this season. If you know you've been found guilty in courts you've never seen, you don't need to show anyone anything. You don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to slam doors open. You do not need to change the facts of the situation. You don't need to trick your enemies now. All you have to do is keep going. Sure that heaven has already ruled in your favor. Here is my challenge to you as we end. Do not wait for breakthrough. Instead, walk in it. Give thanks for what you have instead of asking for it. Instead of hoping to be vindicated, live your life as if you've already been vindicated. Everything changed last night. The only question is, will you live like that? The guardians of heaven are looking. Heaven is ready. And now is your time, chosen one. You were chosen. And this message got to you at just the right time. Your spirit knew what your mind is still processing. So your heart felt that pull in your heart. You knew this wasn't just any word. So you stayed. You have the word. Now is your chance. What they tried to shut down is now rumbling through the sky. What they were trying to steal has been made again. But this time, your name is permanently engraved on it. What they thought they buried is already coming back to life, breaking through the surface of your reality and showing up in ways you're about to see. You are still being talked to by heaven. You are still being watched over by angels. And each and every moment you've spent here has been filled with the power of divine justice and holy purpose. Let me share a story from my own life. I used to scroll right past this kind of message. There were times when I was so numb from disappointment that I missed a divine moment that was right in front of me. I've learned though that the moments we almost miss are often the ones that make a big difference. Right now is one of those times for you, so with this declaration, I set you free. This video is not about the same person as before. While you were here, something changed in you, something woke up somewhere. Something that was sleeping is now stirring with holy fire and holy purpose. The archangels that were shocked last night are now working for you. What they saw in the courts of heaven is now their job to make happen in your life. They now watch over every door they saw open. They are now bringing every blessing they saw come out into your life. As you move forward, Anointed One, know that what was decided last night is already happening. The transfer from another world is already here, not just coming. You've already reached your Kira moment, the time that God chose for you. This is where you are now. Don't run away from what's going to happen. Don't question what your spirit already knows to be true. Don't let doubt take away the peace that faith has already bought in heaven. Right now, I want you to do something holy with me. Leave a comment below if this word touched your spirit or if something inside you told you this was true. You can type I get it or Amen. Let heaven know that you agree with what it has said about your life. Also, please subscribe to this channel if you're ready to keep walking in the fullness of your calling. Do it not only for the content, but also as a promise that you will see what heaven sees and become the person God made you to be. Give this message to someone else who needs to hear it. You thought about someone while you watched this. It's not a coincidence. That's the Holy Spirit. Send it to them. Heaven has talked. The verdict has been given. The guardian angels are looking. And you chosen one, things are about to change. Take power. Go to the top. Go with the complete confidence that what was decided in glory is now coming true for you. Your big break isn't going to happen. It's right here. Yes, yes, yes. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says give and heaven will open over you on this platform. Every seed you plant turns it into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.